How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the BlueShifting, and I hope you're ready for some pain because we're here for Muv-Luv Monday, and this isn't gonna go well. I don't know how bad it's gonna go, but it's gonna go badly. We're in the middle of devastated Kyoto. It doesn't look like there's anything resembling defensive lines. We don't have any weapons. The BETA are coming, and there's 3 of us. I'm very nervous. I have a feeling it's just gonna be very painful as we watch the Imperial capital burn. So yeah, this is gonna be great. Just buckle up. I think this is gonna be one. I bet you this is one of those ones that gets demonetized. Muv-Luv has a history of that. I could see that becoming a problem here. We'll have to just see how it goes, but yeah, oh boy. Anyway, hope you're all ready, and I hope you're also ready for the alarm. I turned it off for this intro, so we're going to be turning that back on in just a second, and then we're going to jump right into the madness, because I pretty much left it off as soon as it started playing the alert. Oh, also, someone did mention, I think the script across the top here in yellow, I think someone said that is the system making an alert that it is administering, like, the panic and emotional suppression drugs. It's flashed up a few times. Obviously, I can't read it, but somebody in the comments said that the yellow indicator is that. And so the alarm goes off and it immediately is injecting the drugs because she's already panicking. So that's probably accurate, and just good food for thought. Make sure I'm not wrong on that, though. Like, please correct me. But I believe that's what someone said, and I believe it. So yeah, here we go. Anyway, let's get the beautiful sound effects back and jump into the madness. That alarm probably would wake me up more than an air raid sign at this point. Like, maybe I should just make air raid signs be this. Like, if I could tell my phone to do this in a crisis, I would get my attention. Anyway. The western end of the Kameko battle zone is in that direction. It's an almost perfect match with the coordinates where the laser clash were predicted to arrive. That's not good. Good thing we decided this route instead. That place must be a death trap by now. All right, so now there's a secondary field. Is it more drugs? So that means we're gonna have to fly low and slow. Because we can't afford to walk, we'll be crushed, but we can't go high. The lasers Izumi has grown to dread so much might prove a blessing in disguise. The BETA are not the only threat we face. Artillery fire could prove just as lethal. The TSF's onboard radar artillery impact detection range shrinks considerably when fighting beneath heavy metal clouds. Far from an ideal situation if friendlies are raining gunfire in the area. Ironically, we can only rely on the laser class interception angles and our intuition to estimate the impact zone of oncoming artillery shells. That's terrifying. It's the anti-air effects from the aliens that are trying to kill us that will tell us if we're in the range of an artillery bombardment. Perfect. Not to say we're free from the BETA threat. Kyoto is overrun by small strains, ready and willing to hunt us down and make short work of us. BETA swarms crawling on the ground, friendly fire raining from the sky. The environment itself is hostile to us. What overwhelming pressure. Without the pre-battle measures, the tactical drugs, I would have given up on life hours ago. I understand. It is crazy. But BETA are here. They already own it. It's not ours anymore. We can maybe take it back, but it's not ours. It's gone. Like, I think that's the thing that it'd be really emotionally difficult to understand that, because human invasion usually is capture resources. Obliteration of resources only usually happens in, like, really extremely heavy fire zones. But usually the goal is capture. BETA don't capture, they destroy. In order for us to try and gain any potential advantage, we have to destroy back, turning it into a high zone. But the fact that BETA are present feet on the ground, we have to eliminate all of them or it's not ours anymore. Crazy, she says. One prominent side effect of the pre-battle treatment is for the subject to adopt a negative outlook on the current situation. However, Izumi's facial expressions and tone of voice still strike me as overly emotive. With that alarm still going off, anyone else feeling stressed? An emotional outburst well before the tactical drug's half-life period was supposed to expire. Could she be undergoing a bad trip? Right. Now the problem is too, like, you're just clammed up again. Start talking. Can't allow Izumi to dwell on her negativity any longer. Judging from her demeanor, it's clear my assumption is correct. Every time her anxieties cause her emotional state to fluctuate between extremes, the fortified suit will automatically administer her stabilizer. It's a vicious cycle, and it won't be long before her suit's stores run dry. It might be already. In her current condition, Izumi has a fighting chance, but as soon as the effects of the tactical drugs disappear, her mind will shatter.
砲撃は地域ごとに行われている。そこにベータが浸透しているのは事実よ。でも逆に考えれば、あの砲撃こそ帝国軍の組織的な抵抗がまだ続いている証拠でしょ。
Fair. I don't think it quite validates what Izumi's saying, but it's a great counterpoint to make to at least get her thinking in the other direction. Field commanders normally receive a master control code to access the data link. Problem is, I wasn't formally appointed. I have no way to check how many doses Izumi's suit has left. All I can do is keep her spirits as high as possible for her sake and mine.
だとすれば、安心探知やデータリンクがなくても、接敵率が低く、友軍が潜む地域が見えてきますよね。
そうか。砲撃地域の統計を精査すれば。
You're incredible, Yamashiro-san.
御所鎮守のこの絵種力が敵の進行を食い止めている。
補給コンテナを拾いながら二条城の本陣を目指しましょう。そうすれば司令部直下の指揮管制。
Oh no. Oh no. Oh my gosh! Fetch me! How did that sneak up? Like, that's okay. I wish we could go back. But that's how big those things are. They don't look that big when the fight's going on, but they're freaking huge, like multi-story level huge. Right, I can access Yamashiro's visual feed through the data link. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's bad. The destroyer class, where did it come from? I have to escape.
推進剤が漏れてる。誘爆しますわよ。大規模ベータ軍。嘘でしょ。
I'm glad Yamashiro was pointing out because her panic almost got her blown up. About 566 large strains and an innumerable amount of small strains.
離脱して本陣に向かって。このままじゃ全滅する。おどきなさい化け物。早く。
Oh wow. Yamashiro has been so solid. Obviously, she still was receiving drug treatments and everything, but even in the hype moments, she always kept her cool, but now she's losing it. The Beta are only 600 meters away. They'll be here in minutes.
もういい。山城さん早く。何やってるの、泉。逃げて。
ごめんなさい。あんなこと言ってごめんなさい。ひどいこと言ってごめんなさい。
そんなことどうでもいい。あれはバッドトリップが。
よくない。このせいにもできない。処置のせいになんかできないよ。
もう100切ってるから。
Get out of there.
逃げて。
Oh.
ファング2よりファング3。即時戦域を離脱。司令部本陣にて本隊と合流せよ。以降の指揮権を託す。以上。
What the fetch is that? Interesting. It's almost like she's being told what to say there. Like, I heard the drug administration and stuff, but she got super cold, detached, and referred by just the code names, and immediately promoted them. Like, I wonder if it's a built-in hypnotism pattern to be like when you feel like you're like when like the sensors are saying like enemies approaching, apparently disabled, and it's like they the other like pass command on, just like do it immediately. Oh. She went too. It just cut them down to like it just killed their emotions. Oh, that's creepy.
搭乗員が生きている方がおとりには効果的よ。
freaking terrifying.
交代しますわ、ファングイレブン。誘爆圏外まで走り、サーフェッシングで聖域離脱。
Yeah, so she must be out of drugs by now.
しっかりなさい、ファングイレブン。犬死にする気ですの？泉、あなたは許嫁の敵を撃つんでしょ。お願い、泉、生きてそれをなして。あなたの死に場所はここじゃない。ナタさん、避けなさい。
Oh, oh no. Get out of there!
推進剤は残しといてくれたか。こっちは大食いなもんでな。
That voice, it can't be. Who the heck is that? Is that gonna be their instructor?
死の8分を
Oh my gosh, it is!
少しは英士らしい面構えになったか？あ？
Look at this guy. Look at him. Oh, he had the eye patch on all the time, so like his replacement eye has a different color. That's actually kind of cool. So I wonder if it just doesn't work or what.
式がチャチすぎて自分が任官したことも忘れたのか。俺はもう貴様らの教官じゃないぞ。だが調子に乗るなよ。だからといって貴様らこの絵の下っ端でもない。帝国軍の出戻り隊員だ。
Oh, that's nice. And he's got like a squad.
こちらウルフワン。ファングスどもの安全を確保。もうぶっ殺していいぞ。
Yeah. It's like they knew to look for him though. Oh my gosh. It's the boys.
帝国軍の第三世代
Shiranui.
94式知らぬい。
Oh, so this must be when they were pretty new. Cool, because she's like recognizing him. I keep thinking, I have one. Like, I've still got the kit. I haven't done a thing to it. I wanted to make it. I have no time. How are you supposed to make time for model building? Especially when you do YouTube. I mean, that's probably the reason why. I'd have plenty of time if I just sacrificed this hobby, but, you know, that's not going to happen.
いや違う。こいつは機動強化型の1型兵だ。
It looks a lot like the new one.
94式1型兵。
バカ食いと過敏な操縦特性が嫌われ、100機で調達打ち切りの問題児。だが俺たちにはこれぐらいがちょうどいい塩梅でな。
ありがとうございました、園田隊員。おかげさまで命拾いしましたわ。
俺たちもこいつもこの絵に拾われたからな。ほんの利息払いだ。
I was wondering, because if you saw it, they had, like, stylized, like, characters on the Shiranui 1Cs, I guess. And maybe that's because they only made 100 of them. So, like, they almost, like, maybe they numbered them, like, afterwards, just to kind of be, like, commemorative of the fact. I guess the biggest difference is the shoulders. Their shoulders are massive.
では東堂助教や芹沢教官たちもこの舞台に。
ああ、さっきまではな。
No.
二人とも一足先に九段に向かった。
Dang.
それにしてもよくやった。うちの中隊ですらすでに4機食われてるってのに、貴様らよくここまで生き残ったな。
So surely Instructor Sanada must have realized which one of us fell prey to the enemy.
真田隊員、戦況はどうなっていますか？広域データリンクがほとんど死んでいて状況がつかめません。
We also need to be extradited. Oh, thank goodness. Whew. Some loss of function on both arms. Could have been worse. It's a miracle I got away with this little damage after taking a direct hit.
高濃度重金属群による障害だそうでな。こっちも最新の状況ではないが、琵琶湖艦隊の全力砲撃もあって、今回投進してきた敵主力の7割はすでに肉片になった。
Okay, so the bombardment was pretty successful.
だが、第1、第2、最終防衛戦、加えて大阪市街がほぼ壊滅。組織的な軍事行動が機能しているのは、
I mean, it's rough.
京都外郭高地の内北とその東があっただけだ。
Sorry. It's rough to hear, but we kind of already knew that. Like, there's no way any of this could be at this point if the first, second, and final defensive lines hadn't collapsed. In fact, I'm pretty sure when we got involved, the first and second had already collapsed, and the final line was collapsing, and that was hours ago.
京都市街の西半分は関東の面制圧対象。 上行、中行、東山、山科の4区以外はベータの浸透を許しているのが現状だ。
Dang.
京都御所一帯を死守するため、二条城駐屯地の近衛軍帝都鎮守連隊と二部駐屯地の俺たち帝国軍首都防衛連隊が全面展開している。
They're defending the Imperial Palace to the last. I don't know. Wouldn't it make more sense to just evacuate? But that's stubborn pride.
加えて本土防衛軍の中部方面隊主力が琵琶湖につながる山科を死守するため出張っているところだ。
Right. Incredible. Yamashiro-san predicted almost everything. The bulk of the Royal Guard's Imperial Palace defense force is deployed about 7 kilometers away in a straight line. Even taking into account occasional detours to avoid friendly fire, it's a distance we can cover in a matter of minutes. Of course, that's assuming we can cut our way through the streets of Kyoto, where countless beta are waiting to devour us.
俺たち別動隊の任務は物資を拾いながらこの戦域を有力し、大阪から北上して山科に向かうクソ虫どもを踏み潰すことだ。推進剤が心もとなくなって駐屯地に接近したところ、オープン回線が何やらやかましくてな。文句の一つも言ってやろうと乗り込んだ次第だ。
What a funny way to reply. We were flying around, looking for fuel. We heard screaming on the comms, and that was annoying. So we decided to come over here and like make you guys stop.
で、貴様たちはこれからどうする？通信から察するに何の命令も残されていないはずだが。
Scattering our forces would be foolish. We should travel together with Captain Sonata. But do we have the right? We're clear liabilities. Our presence will only help make his mission harder. It would be naive to expect him to babysit us until the battle's over. Not to mention, clinging to the captain and his unit would be no different from abdicating our responsibilities as soldiers to the Royal Guard. This is one of those roads we must not take.
どうする高村？
私たちは二条城の本陣を目指し近衛本隊に合流します。
そうか。貴様らが向かうのは市街戦の最激戦区だ。無論その途中に浸透している敵密度も高い。だったらまず京都駅に行ってみろ。
Okay.
京都駅。
烏丸中央口前のバスターミナルが臨時の物資集積所になっている。戦術機系なら一通りの兵装が揃うはずだ。
Okay.
うまくいけば簡単な整備が受けられるかもしれん。
So the train station essentially has been converted into a supply depot.
駅周辺は戦術機構1個中隊と機械化装甲歩兵1個大隊が守りを固めているが、万が一の場合は2部駐屯地に行き、助教だった斎藤中尉を探せ。何らかの融通は聞かしてくれるはずだ。持っていけ。これしか分けてやれんが、丸腰よりはマシだろう。
ですが、それでは隊員が。
俺が何だって？舐めてるのか貴様。いいから受け取れ。
I mean, he's talking like that, but seriously, like that's pretty crazy for him to relinquish weapons.
ありがとうございます。ご後輩に感謝します。態度の。
謹んで配慮します。
Hard to believe someone would share precious equipment with us when we're practically in the middle of enemy territory. Captain Sonata's generosity has extended the lives of our unit at the expense of potentially shortening his own. We'll be forever in his debt.
さて、同窓会はそろそろお開きだ。安心しろ。ベータには追撃させん。邪魔だ。早く行け。
How freaking cool is he? Fetch, he's awesome.
ありがとうございました。態度の。このご恩はいつか必ず。
Yeah.
また会おう。
Till we meet again. Again, TSFs just look freaking cool. Why would he do this?
そのくだらん美学は多くの戦友を殺す。
Didn't the captain make his disapproval of such irrational acts clear? He and his men were entrusted with critical mission. This entire sequence of events is completely irrational. Why would he intervene in a battle to save us when his orders call for avoiding engagements? Why would he share some of his valuable arsenal with us when we might not even survive? The fact I'm utterly clueless only shows the depth of my immaturity. Well, I mean, I'm guessing he either had standing orders or was specifically told to find you. I could see that. Royal Guard tend to get that extra special privilege, so they might have actually, like, their mission might have been to, like, scour the battlefield, but basic intel might have like come through about like the fall of the rest of their squad. And so they sent him out to like, hey, go kill a bunch of beta, but keep an eye out for some of those students from the Mahima. Is that Mahima? No, Yamayuri. Mahima is something else. Yamayuri Academy.
結局繰り返しちまうのか。結局俺らは親父の手のひらの上なんですよ。どこまで行ってもね。
Aw, man. Ayamine. Oh, yeah, because, like, someone reminded me, because, like, it'd been a long time since I'd heard about Ayamine's, like, issue and what happened. And that was, like, the fall of the peninsula, the Korean peninsula. They blamed him because he ordered TSF units to go and help evacuate civilians and provide protection for them. And they blamed that for the collapse of the peninsula to the beta. And which is now leading to this invasion. So they kind of like used him as a scapegoat, even though he was clearly a well-beloved and like just a good like commander.
ダイ、これをお使いください。残敵はもうすぐ片付きますので、しばしお待ちを。
まあ、すまんな。
ゴーリを是として臨んだ大陸での戦闘。だが、積み重ねたのはおびただしい酷使と惨状だった。自らが死に追いやった者たちへの贖罪を求め、すがるように短撃したのは都合のいい美学。
So he saw a weakness in himself in his students, namely Yui, and tried to correct her before she repeated what he considers mistakes.
逃避が重ね続けた自己正当化、自己欺瞞、そして体温ある部隊指揮官への反発。その挙句手にしたものは部下の命を道連れにした負傷と内地相関だった。それなのに俺はまだ、お前たちこそ美学も合理も折り合いをつけられなかった俺が生きる理由。
Okay. So he's got kids and a wife. That makes sense. Sonata. You think about it, like, that name sounds a little familiar. Like, I feel like I should recognize that name. Like one of his kids maybe becomes, like, is in the future story, but I can't for the life of me think of what it is. Like, it just sounds vaguely familiar.
そして、今戦場に隣り合う者たちの生こそ、俺が戦う理由。なかなかどうして器用には振る舞えんものだ。大人になればできるだろうと高をくくっていたんだがな。すまんな高村。俺もまだ答えにはたどり着いてないんだ。
第1、駐屯地隣接地域の敵相と完了しました。
よし、ウルフ湾より中隊前期。我らはこれより山科に向かう軍団規模のクソ虫どもを殲滅する。食い放題だ。身風呂の獰猛さを嫌というほど思い知らせてやれ。
So cool.
フォーメーションウィング3、中隊前進、最大戦速。
Several minutes later, near Karahashi Town, Tokyo Main Line railway tracks.
こちら帝国軍嵐山基地所属近衛軍第332独立警護中隊ステーションコントロール応答願います。
Uh-oh.
広域データリンクは依然ロスト。音信探知も大規模面制圧で当てにならず、満足なさの攻撃に怯えて、その探知が敵の迎撃頼みだなんて皮肉もいいとこだわ。
この状況不起訴軍戦は十分にあり得る。目視の全周警戒お願い。
Yeah. Sheesh. Yeah, when destroyers that are literally like 3 stories tall can sneak up on you.
ええ、分かってるよ。
Bloody combat is a matter of life or death. Our machines have taken considerable damage to the point where both Yamashiro-san's manipulators are nearly useless.
こちら帝国軍嵐山基地所属近衛軍第332独立警護中隊ステーションコントロール応答願います。
Oh boy. Unhindered NOE flight is possible in open areas, but this comes with an increased risk of enemy detection. In an ideal world, we'd advance on foot, block by block, systematically securing the perimeter. But that's not an option when the shockwaves from the suppressive fire might structurally damage those buildings. Not to mention, the longer we spend here, the greater risk of running into beta. Since survival is all we can aim for at the moment, securing space to maneuver in close quarter combat with adequate visibility should be our top priority. She's also right, too. I mean, without weapons, like, going slow and methodical is great. But if you can't defend yourself when you inevitably find something, you'd just be running anyway. So you might as well just go. That's how life works. There's always trade-offs, and I've made my choice. We'll take the shortest route to Kyoto Station, maximize our chances of survival.
こちら帝国軍嵐山基地所属近衛軍第332独立警護中隊ステーションコントロール応答願います。
ずっと応答がないなんて。京都駅は大規模部隊が守ってるはずじゃないの。この先を抜ければ視界が通る。駅までどの道あと数秒行けばわかることですわ。
Patience. Have a decent picture here. The three of them. Oh boy. This is definitely getting claimed though, because this looks like it's from the anime.
京都駅ですわ。
Uh-oh. Okay.
駅の外観を見る限り特に損害はないようですよね。
That can be deceptive though. Soldier classes are freaking terrifying. Because they're small. Well, small for beta. They're still freaking huge compared to people, but they're stealthy.
そうだね。
And yet, radio silence. Despite the fact the full tactical armored squadron and one mechanized armored infantry battalion should be stationed there. We need to proceed with extreme caution.
減速して12時方向400で設置しましょう。そこで音信探査を。
Oh my gosh. Oh, that was Fort class then. Get out of there. So bad. Fort class, the AT walkers of super death. Oh my gosh, look at that thing. Oh, it's so creepy. Is it one or two of them? Oh no, they were hiding in the shadows of the surrounding buildings. Don't panic. We can't let it end here. Oh, great. Oh no. Oh, fetch, no! So she crashed into Yamashiro. No, no. Go out, get out of there. How are you still alive? Oh no, I'm guessing one of her jets is it's not turning off. Oh, that got bad quick. That got bad real quick. Oh boy. I don't know what that says. Yeah, so it must be like critical failure, like telling her to get out. No, leave him! Oh no. Oh, okay. So maybe she was hit with a stinger because it produces like a really concentrated acid. Well, that's not great.
ただ道と初めて待ち合わせした場所。
Izumi, don't put your brain on, please.
ここは京都駅だ。そうだ。私行か道が待っている。
Oh, so she's still in it?
だって休暇で帰ってこれるって。
Is she still in her TSF? I thought it was ejecting.
いつもの改札口で愛しい君が笑顔で迎えてくれることを願って。ただ道。
待ち合わせはいつもの場所。早く会いたいな。
I think she's just fully broken now. Oh boy, Yui, you need to get out of there. Emergency lights.
そうか。私。
Looks like almost 10 minutes have passed, and since the automatic conscious stabilizer functions didn't trigger, my fortified suit has to be malfunctioning.
生命維持機能以外ほとんど死んでる。
So it's dead in the water, huh? That's great. Just peachy. The crew protection system effectively shielded me from the feedback of the crash, but the impact was too much for the device to handle and then short-circuited, taking out the rest of the suit's functions in the process. Oh, reboot. It's hard to believe. 4 classes strike and the subsequent crash completely wrecked my Izui Kaku, but I'm practically unharmed.
父様ありがとう。
He makes a good TSF. Time to decide on course of action. First thought, I should ascertain my current situation. Yeah, you do the full body examination because you might not know you're responding. You might not realize you're suffering an injury because the adrenaline and other chemicals can sometimes make you not feel pain. So if you're ever in a crash, you get yourself to like safety so you're not imminently on fire or potentially having a collapse on you. You check. You like feel your arms and legs. You feel for broken bones because like you can surprisingly not notice. Fortified suit sensors are somewhat unreliable, but since the TSS computer is dead, I'll have to make do. I should be able to compare the current readings to the logs detailing my coordinates prior to the crash to determine my position. Seems I'm on the rooftop of Kyoto Station, somewhere between Sky Garden and the heliport. Paying 2. Okay. So you got Yamashiro. Yamashiro-san's markers over there. Our coordinates are coming from the opposite side of East Square, and since my fortified suit sensors can detect her signal through hundreds of meters away, her TSF must be operational.
やっぱりダメか。
I mean, it's cool that she can even bring up a floor plan. My fortified suit is in such bad shape it's impossible to check her vitals or even her TSF status.
そうだ。泉。
No other markers within detection range.
泉。
Can only pray she's safely evacuated from the battlefield. But yeah, you bigger fish to fry right now. Neither the bailout nor power out systems are working. Shock from the crash was that powerful. 10 minutes have passed with neither friendlies nor hostiles in sight. I can only assume the garrison at Kyoto Station has long since fallen prey to the beta and the invading swarm has moved on to another location. Yeah, if there were Fort Clash just hanging out, like, there's no way they're still there. Either dead or they evacuated. That's essentially the same thing for us. In that case, my next destination should be the Royal Guard's headquarters in Nijo Castle. The shortest route is about 4 kilometers long and goes right through the heart of enemy territory.
ログには平面図しかないか。仕方ないな。
Oh wow, interesting. Yamashiro's machine is about 300 meters in a straight line from my position. Taking into account the station's layout, I would have to cover about 800 meters. As long as there's a marker present, the TSF's remaining functional. A unit commander is responsible for confirming the survival of a subordinate. That said, in spite of the rules, I would face no consequences if I simply assumed her KIA, not when our odds of survival are so ridiculously low. However, before I'm a member of the Royal Guard, before I'm a squad leader, I'm a proud member of House Takamura. I must labor in silence so that my deeds speak for themselves. It's precisely in difficult times like these when I must strive to follow the path of Takamura. If no one would blame me for seeking to escape from my duties in the dire predicament, why would I be condemned for seeking to live up to House Takamura's creed? Yamashiro-san might already be dead for all I know, but I can't assume that's the case unless I see for myself. Besides, a lot speaks for me taking this route. The distance to Nijo Castle would be 5 times as long, and it seems unlikely I'll encounter any enemies on my way to Yamashiro-san's TSF, which I expect should still be operational. Best case scenario would be to link up with Yamashiro-san. Second best scenario would be to confirm her death, get my hands on a functional TSF. Even if for some reason I can't use her craft, I find it highly unlikely the same would apply to her exoskeleton. My odds of reaching Nijo Castle would improve considerably in either case. Looking for a suit of mechanized infantry armor at the supply depot in front of the station would be another possibility, but there's one problem.
烏中央口前のバスターミナルが臨時の物資集積所になっている。戦術機系なら一通りの兵装が揃うはずだ。うまくいけば簡単な整備が受けられるかもしれん。
According to Captain Sanada, that depot is intended to store TSF weapons and ammunition. Finding suits of mechanized armor there would be highly improbable. Any remaining exoskeletons would likely come bundled with the corpses of soldiers wearing them. However, if the tank class actually attacked the location, they probably ate the defenses units in the process anyway. Well, I mean, maybe, but the problem is too, is like you're basing off theoretical data. You have a map. You could try and make a decent path, but we're talking like invasion status. Like, there's a good chance that map might not be reflecting the actual state of potential traversable terrain inside the building. My mind remains calm, a small mercy of this hopeless situation, surely because I'm under the influence of post-hypnotic suggestions and the tactical drugs. You know what? What if she finds out later that that dose that we had before was like the ultimate last dose, and they actually have been free of them for a while now? I wonder how many automatic pressure injections have been administered with them up until this point. Considering how unnaturally calm I am, it must have been far more than I'd be comfortable with. See, it's got to be a crossover here, so that's what made me think, like, I wonder if they ran out, like, a while ago, and there's just, like, a one reserve that's, like, saved for, like, imminent death to try and, like, make you not panic so that you can get last orders out or something, right? But it's, like, I'm wondering if they ran out a while ago. Tactical drugs aside, I'm the worst. An objective evaluation of my actions leave no room for discussion. The moment I lost track of Izumi's marker, I abandoned the idea of searching for her. And when I couldn't confirm whether Yamashiro-san was dead or merely unconscious, I didn't hesitate to formulate direct plans to account for each possible scenario. No, that's accurate. I think both are reasonable. First of all, if Izumi's tracker isn't within your reach, I doubt she's within your sphere of influence. You can maybe consider looking for her, but the problem is that you're not in a position to expend resources, and time is one of your resources. She does not have time. So her immediately dismissing looking for Izumi, perfectly reasonable. For all she knows, Izumi's gone off to another checkpoint or already made a rendezvous to somebody else that she managed to escape. Other thing, she's dead, and it's pointless searching for her if she's dead. You have a hit that might lead to a survivor, that might give you a hand, that might help you find somebody that you can actually work with to try and get out of this, but the situation's gone from like usual combat to pure survival, and you've got to start sacrificing ideals. Part of me hates myself for acting so heartlessly. Maybe the pre-battle treatment's to blame. Maybe I'll find Yamashiro-san and Izumi safe and sound, but I still won't forgive myself. Flagellation is a road I shouldn't take, to paraphrase Kyoko-sama, but I can't help it. The guilt will haunt me forever. Of course, that's assuming I can go back to normal after the effects of these measures have faded. Alright, 70 meters long, 35 meters tall, and a total of 171 steps. Roughly the same height as an 11-story building. If the small strains attack me in an open space such as this, I'll be at their mercy. The same stairs I used to climb when I went shopping after school have now become the potential death trap. That'd be the trippiest part, is like she lived in the city. She grew up here. She walked through the town all the time, and now it's a war zone. That must be so bizarre. I have to go down a big stairway all the way to the first floor, search for supplies as I make my way across the central concourse, and keep an eye out for any suits of mechanized infantry armor. Then, depending on what I find, I'll either head for the East Square right away or try to find Yamashiro-san's machine, or I'll upgrade my equipment first. Heavy metal. Lethal concentrations of heavy metal. Great. Helmet time. That helmet actually looks pretty cool. Oh, that looks awesome. That was one of the coolest, like, reveals I've ever seen. That thing's awesome. For all I know, I might find myself swarmed by small strains the moment I open the hatch. A Type 96 handgun and a Type 91 infantry rifle. The 7.62mm rifle would be better, but the infantry rifle's standard 5.56mm round should be sufficient against the smaller strains. That said, if there's a tank class around, all I can do is run away. Here we go. So we're like, are we hanging from the ceiling? The area around the wreckage seems clear. Okay. Goodbye, old friend. You kept me alive. Yeah. It's funny to look at like just a mech, but be like, I think that a lot of soldiers would probably agree, like, if they like worked in a certain tank or flew an aircraft and had been through battle with it, they probably would think of it very much like a friend. Here we go. So far, so good. Oh, that's so creepy. The big stairs live up to their name. 70 meters long, 35 meters tall, and one of them is 171 steps, roughly the same height as an 11-story building. Oh my gosh, really? That's crazy.
もっと食べてこうよ。せっかく北海道物産展やってるんだから。へえ、まだ食べる気？ほんと、あんたはもう。あ、ユイ、見て見て、コンサートやってるよ。
A few months ago, Kyoto Station was a place I would come to relax and spend time with friends. Back then, I never could have imagined I would be so fighting for my life on the grand staircase. If their small strains attack me in open space such as this, I'll be at their mercy. Not only does the area leave me exposed to the enemy, but it's also pitch black. The suit's infrared sensors are out of commission. Maybe it would be a good idea to turn on the rifle's mounted flashlight? I mean, I think so. Do beta respond to, like, our spectrums of light more than anything? Like, I always got the impression they see pretty much the same in any lighting.
ベータは小型であればあるほど対人探知能力が高い。だが、いかにして人間を認識しているかはまだ一切分かっていない。
I didn't even know that. No, I can't afford to take that risk. Safest way is to proceed in the dark. There should be an escalator around here. No, I don't agree with that, Yui. Proceeding in the dark feels like it could be way more dangerous to me. I should take it. The soldier class can't fit between the handrails anyway. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Isn't that what soldiers make the sounds? Like, I forgot they make sounds, but I think that's what that was. Turn on your stupid light! Oh, I feel like Alien Isolation right now. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine this in a video game though? Oh, this would be terrifying. And I mean a video game like a first-person shooter type of experience. Not like, this is a video game, but a visual novel. Okay. Maybe I'm just messing. I'm hearing things, but like I could have sworn I've heard that sound before. Yeah, it definitely looks rough, and it looks like weapon fire. So yeah, that's not good. Oh my gosh. Maybe we don't turn on the light. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what that is. Yeah. Yeah. Drugs time. These corpses. I think they're all human. There's definitely some human, but I think they might all be human. I think, and sadly, I bet you a lot of them are civilian.
このように中大型種のようなひづめ状の脚端を持たない小型種の移動静粛性は非常に高い。
Yeah, that's the thing. These things are like they're probably stand like 7 feet tall, and they're like 12 feet long, but they move with like almost perfect stealth. You won't hear them until they're there. That's an alternative taught us. They're freaking terrifying, but like they're normally not a problem as long as you're not out of a mecha suit. Because they don't have the capability of biting through a TSF, and even the mechanized infantry should be relatively safe from them as long as you're not an exposed pilot. But if you're not in those, they're almost scarier than the big things.
対人探知能力の高さも相まってパワーアウト後あるいは機械化歩兵装甲排除後の戦域徒歩行軍においての脅威度は高い。
Right. Okay, so part of the reason, so like they don't know why they're good at detecting humans, but one of the things is that I think they did recognize that the small strains didn't exist before the invasion of Earth. They were developed by the Beta, like evolved by the Beta, specifically to hunt us down.
だが待ち伏せや身を隠すなどの狩猟的戦術は一切取らず中大型種と同様、
Okay.
突撃して群がるのみである。
So they're quiet, but they aren't going to set traps. They just home in on you and come in a mass.
またこれら小型種はフォート級によって全戦域に輸送されるケースが多数報告されている。
Oh my
フォート級は
gosh.
その体内に小型種を収め。
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize Fort Class was a very apt term because they carry a bunch of like babies in them.
そうか。だからポータ級が。
Oh, something comes out the dark. I'm gonna freaking die. If there were that many Fort Class in the area and they actually released all the beta they've been carrying, the forces of Kyoto Station.
小型種の襲撃を受けて全滅したんだ。
Yeah.
だとしたら一回は避けなきゃ。
An abundance of corpses indicates the residual specimens may still be in the area scavenging for dead flesh. The only beta remains around belong to the soldier class, and most of the surviving personnel must have gathered at the supply depot. It would be a waste to avoid it at all costs. I'll take the right at Moromachi Koji Square and make my way to Karasuma Koji Square through the south square and go up to the east square. If memory serves me right, the ground level and the bus terminal in front of the station should be fully visible from the south square. Rough visual checks should be enough to determine if the enemy is active in the area. A bit of a detour, but much safer than charging straight ahead. Why are you saluting? Oh, out of respect. I get it. Get out of there!
よし。
Bitch. Me. Holy crap. Oh, my heart. My heart's not going to take this episode. Thank goodness there's no bodies or remains lying around up here. I don't know. There's a lot of blood. If there's no bodies with that much blood, I would still be worried. First time I've seen something so gruesome in person. Under normal circumstances, I would have turned into a nervous wreck upon running into that sight. Frozen in place with fear and confusion, full grasp of my mind, I should have vomited inside my helmet, tears and snot streaming down my face. However, I feel detached from reality like I'm watching a horror movie instead of being part of one myself, all thanks to the pre-battle measures. As long as my fortified suit doesn't run out of tactical drugs, I can witness this hell as if I were merely a spectator. So she was in Mr. Choice. My theory, I knew my theory was wrong, but it's good to point that out. That like I was not correct. They got plenty of drugs apparently, at least enough. But from this point on, if wherever I go, the entirety of Kyoto's become the hell like this, I'll go insane once the effects wear off. No, I can't lose heart. Oh my gosh, there's 3 of them. Oh man.
通常フォート級は新興ベータ軍の最高峰に位置する。
Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's really bad.
これはその図体ゆえの足の遅さに加え、対人制圧を行う小型種の運搬を担っているからだと推測されている。
On the other hand, the 4 class's presence is clear evidence the tail end of the beta herds moving eastward has already reached Kyoto Station. But on the other hand, the fact we're facing the beta beta's rear guard indicates it should only take one more push from our side to successfully repel this attack. Here we go. Into the square and the bus stations. Far in the distance, Captain Sanada and his men are still fighting. The Imperial army is still fighting.
この程度戦役、私は一人で戦っているんじゃないんだ。
For all intents and purposes, it has. I just think you might be able to get it back. I mean, I don't think they will, but they might. From this vantage point, I should have a clear view of the central concourse and the bus terminal. Oh. Full of residual beta, just as I thought. I'd be dead by now if I'd gone down to the ground level. Those are mechanized infantry armors in the Imperial Army. Maybe there were more 4 class around besides the 9 I seen outside. 9?! That's... I cannot make out the details from this far away, but I can tell it's a lightweight suit of armor. Far more lightly armored than standard issue IGA equipment. Couldn't possibly be. I have to make sure for myself, the fighting leader. I have a duty to check. No, you don't! Get out of there! It'll only take an instant. But they're like, those are the scary beta. The ones that can kill you instantly. If you alert them that you're there, instead of like sneaking off while they're distracted eating people, you could probably get away. You're going to risk it because you feel like you have to know. Okay, I get it, but you're human. I get it, but okay. Oh my gosh.
Izumi.
Oh no. She lost her mind, got out of her TSF, and tried to go where she was going to meet her boyfriend. She walked onto the ground floor and just walked straight into him, didn't she?
そこで何をやっているの？
Get out of there, Yui. Get out of there. Just go. Just go. Just go. Is it enough?
元少尉の気配を確認。
Lieutenant Noda must have powered off out of her TSF following its destruction. At this point, it's unclear whether she was wearing her suit of mechanized infantry armor wearing her suit of mechanized infantry armor at the time of escape, or whether she equipped it after bailing out. The reasons for her presence here are unknown. She must have intended to secure the supplies at the bus terminal or to rescue Lieutenant Yamashiro. However, she was killed in action by the remaining soldier class while en route. No, that doesn't make sense. Why would Izumi's body be lying down there? The place where she abandoned her TSF is irrelevant. All roads lead to the central concourse. If she was planning to secure supplies or rescue Yamashiro-san, there's only one route available. But the concourse is narrow and has terrible footing. Assuming she unexpectedly ran into a soldier class, why would she choose to make a stand down there? Makes no sense. While the bus terminal and the exit stairway are so close by. Not to mention, there's no traces of close quarters combat in Izumi's surroundings, and the soldier class shouldn't be able to outrun a mechanized infantry armor suit. Based on the evidence, Izumi was facing the ticket gates below, unmoving, when an enemy came at her from the front. The force of the attack must have caused her to fall backward. That still doesn't add up, though. Why would she freeze in place in front of a ticket gate? Almost like she was waiting for someone to come meet her. I was right. I was right. I freaking called it. She lost her mind.
それが最後に泉が選んだものなんだね。
Oh, fetch me. Come on. Yamashiro-san, she's alive. I need to hurry. Come on. Come on. That shouldn't sound good, though. Sound of a TSF. Specifically, it's the sound of jets in idle mode. Yamashiro-san's jump units are still functional.
待っていて山城さん、今行くから。
My fortified suit's barely holding together. It's an open question whether Yamashiro-san could hear my transmission. Careful. Careful. But I understand the haste. But I want to believe she did. 8 squares right past these stairs, and that's where Yamashiro-san's supposed to be.
東広場。
If it's making noise, though, I bet you it drew BETA. You might have to fight him.
新郎新婦とすべての人の幸せを祈る。だってさ、泉。なんで私に言うのよ。いいなあ、本当に素敵だろうな。で、その愛しい忠光様とはいつ結婚すんの？多分私が任官してからでしょ。こんなご時世なんだし、古内の世間的な対面考えればね。
Put those away. Couldn't save them. At the very least, I have to save Yamashiro-san. Please. I like Yamashiro. I want to believe that she's in the future. Doesn't sound great, though. The alien connected. She must be really close by. Oh, no. A contusion, dislocated shoulder, broken limbs. This doesn't make any sense. Her TSF's still working condition. Yamashiro-san's wearing a fortified suit. Oh, no. The weapon pylons must have caved in her fuselage during the crash. That's why she's injured. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. And the cover's off. She only has moments. I know how reasonable I sound, but I can't stop myself. If only Yamashiro-san could use one of her arms, she would have ended her own life by now. However, even when confronted with this hopeless situation, she's been trying her best to keep me away from here. Why? I can't believe she's not having a panic attack. Are those drugs or hypnotic suggestions stabilizing her mind, or is she just naturally resilient? Oh my gosh. No, I can't just do nothing. Oh, come on. No. No. Don't panic. Can't remain an onlooker anymore. Just can't. That's not gonna work. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Touch me. What are you supposed to do? It's the right choice, but gosh darn it. Can you do that? I 100% would want that too. But like to actually be the one to pull the trigger. It's like the trolley problem, but on the super insane level. Do it, Yui. Oh, of course.
心を通わせた者同士であれば、名前を呼び合うのも悪くないですわ
She
ね。
called her by your first name.
山城さんは全部わかってたんだ。
でも、やめておきましょう。
嘘を上塗りして取り繕ったこと。
いつか、そう呼び合える日が来るといいですわね。
呼び合うことを遠回しに断ったんだ。心が通じ合わないから。私がごまかしたから。心のすべてを打ち明けてくれたのに、山城さんが差し伸べてくれた手を私は払ってしまったんだ。それなのに
以前の私にそっくりだったからですわ。
山城さんは差し出そうとしている。
二人の兄を失った時に気づいてしまいましたわ。
何も持っていない私が戦うための動機を。
私、自分自身が戦う理由、何も持っていなかったってことに。
戦う理由を与えようとしてくれているんだ。
I don't know. I also think she just doesn't want to get eaten. I feel like she's at the point now where she's in pain, she's alone, and she's staring down her death, and she doesn't want to be that.
身内の死という個人的な動機ができて初めて気づくなんて、情けないにも程がありますわね。
生きろって言ってくれているんだ。
Fetch me. Are you gonna be able to do it, Yui? Oh, fetch me. Holy crap. Are you serious? How did she not die here?
シロさんはもうこれ以上したくない。
What just happened? So did she like not actually even kill her in the end? Like, did she miss? Is that what it tried to say? I don't know. But that was horrific. In the shadow, that was horrifying.
What?
Lost. 03 lost. He's gone. Whatever that was just saved your life. Get out of there. Did her boot get caught on the accelerator? Oh, she's gone, girl. Get out of there. Can't be. I let go of Yamashiro-san. No. Oh, God, that's right. She, like, found her. She picked up her head. God, Yui, you're so out of it right now.
Yamashiro-san!
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's just freaking awful. Oh my gosh. How is she sane? How does she come out of this? A human? How? I don't think I'd be able to survive that. Like, I don't think mentally I could. Let alone physically. Wait for me, I'll take you to safety. That might be the worst of the thumbnail potentials. Because anyone who knows what's happening here is gonna know instantly what this is about. But if you don't know, you probably wouldn't have a clue of what just absolute, abject, pure freaking horror this is. Just a little bit more. Come on, just a little bit more. Oh, there's the 4 class. That's a... same one that struck us down earlier. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, look at them all. As long as the beta's coming, the fleet's bound to target this area. I can't use that one as a thumbnail, but look at that. That's so sad and so scary and so horrific. It's just absolute terrifying. There's nowhere for us to run. Can't end like this. I can't let it end like this. I couldn't save anyone. I couldn't contribute a single thing to the Imperial capital's defense. Not even brave enough to commit suicide. All I could do is wait for their disgraceful death. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like you had anything you were truly fighting for yet. What was I even born for? I kept my friends at arm's length to protect my worthless pride, and for what? I let them all die miserably. Oh, she's out of the drugs. That's officially out of the drugs there. This picture here. The picture here, like, they did a really good job with this because look how young she looks. Like, you forget, like, with all this insanity, like, these were, like, what, 15, 16-year-olds? She really looks like it here. In insanity, but it's Fetch me. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Like knowing your kids are doing this kind of stuff, or knowing your siblings are doing this kind of stuff. Like imagine, like, I can think about like my siblings when they were 16, 15, and imagining them in this hell.
次期当主でありながら高村の名を軽んじた者に何ら示すことなく
Wait, wait, that's engines. Fetch me. What is that? Is that a Takamura Kazuchi? Like a proper one? Is that her dad? My Zuikaku. Don't tell me. It's back from the underworld. Or maybe it's just her. Or maybe it is her dad. Or is she just seeing things? Nope, that's there. Yeah, that looks more like the Takamura Kazuchi. Is that actually him? Did he actually show up to save her? How did he find her? No, that's not it. That machine isn't a Zuikaku or a Shiranui. Yeah, it is. It's the debut. It's the debut of the Takamura Kazuchi. And that one's blue. Is this gonna be Kyoko, right? Like the really cool girl? This is all from the animation, apparently. Oh, look at them just sitting there. They're gonna give you an awesome victory moment here. Oh, it's just all Royal Guard. How did they know to come here, though? And there he goes, he just flies away. Yeah, what the fish just happened?
Marker Bravo 確保。マーカーアルファは現場到着直前に消滅。繰り返す。マーカーブラボー確保。マーカーアルファは現場到着直前に消滅。
Alpha and Bravo, they were coming here to rescue them.
急いで運び出せ。医療班を待機させろ。
So she's just spirited away. They sent a rescue squad. Several hours later, our IRG R&D unit garrison. It's people, they're not dead.
あの機体が量産され正規配備されたなら
So we get to see her for real. But we're gonna stop here. I need to breathe. I need to breathe and probably sleep and fetch me. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the footsteps just because I can. So, all right. Well, that was just absolutely awful in so many ways. I had a feeling a lot of them were going to die. I really didn't want Yamashiro to die, but I had a feeling most of them were going to go. And I was pretty confident after last episode, like the one before, like, oh yeah, we're more lucky if anyone gets out of here. Like, besides Yui, we knew Yui had to survive, but she got freaking saved by a freaking Deus Ex Machina type of... I hope they explain how they found her, because I don't understand how that's possible. It's great, and it's clear that they were hunting them down and looking for them specifically, but it's like, how? How did they do that? I wonder if it's going to be very similar to, like... Because, like, I figured in Total Eclipse that Yuya was tracked by Yui because he had the sword, and she was tracking the sword. But I don't think she had a sword on her, so did they have some other similar method that they used? Still. Crazy. Absolute madness that that all played out like that. But, yeah, that was rough. That was rough. It's like Chomp 2.0. Or maybe in this case it'd be Tear. That was, ugh. Can you imagine seeing that? Can you imagine actually watching that happen in front of your eyes? Like I said, I have no idea how she's still sane. Like, I mean, I feel like you kind of see horrors of war and you got to come out of it, and like people do, like they see terrible things and they make it through somehow, but like it's hard to believe after all that. The systematic approach, the overdosing of the drugs, like literally watching all of her close friends die one by one, and the final one was just so absolutely horrific on so many levels. I don't even know what to freaking say to that. Holy crap. Okay, so we're going to get back together and we're going to see how this ends, I'm guessing. I hope there's more than just like a capstone, but maybe this is the finale, essentially, like the prelude to the finale. Or maybe I'll get my wish and I'll see more about like them actually turning the tide, fighting back, you know, maybe even Project Lucifer, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyway, I guess I'll see you guys all on the flip side. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being my comfort blanket in that insanity. And, oh my gosh. That was so sad. And, like, I really feel like Yui was misreading that whole ending sequence. Yamashiro was always cool, calm, and collected, but at the very end, I think she just divulged into utter panic. And I don't think Yui finished her. I don't think she was spared that, like, really horrific death. And that's really sad. But I hope Yui doesn't realize that, because I don't want her to feel like she's got to live with that she somehow failed. Well, she's already going to feel like a failure, but, like, I hope that she feels like she did something right by the end, because she intended to. But my gosh. That sucked. That sucked. Anyway, thank you again. I hope you have a good day. Goodness knows I need to go scrub my brain out and watch something that makes me laugh for a little while. Hope you do too. So until next video, watch me or see me next. I'll see you there.